Hi, and welcome to the TeamCPNZ Quick Connect Podcast, where you can stay informed, keep connected, and learn from each other along the way as well. I'm your team captain, Richard Greer, and on today's podcast, we've got special guest, TeamCPNZ athlete Jane Donnelly, who just recently returned from the World Transplant Games in Germany, which was held in August. So this was Jane's third time to the World Transplant Games. She's been pretty successful in the past. So today's podcast is all about actually understanding how she got on, how her training was, and what the experiences were for her this time. So the time trial and the road race are Jane's key events. So we've had the honour and the privilege of having Jane on our Zwift session on a regular basis as well, keeping us honest and pedaling hard to get to the finish line fast. So we're going to have a chat to Jane, but just quickly before we do get to Jane, we just need a quick update on some things going on. So Wednesday Roadies group is starting on Wednesday the 15th of October. So if you're swinging past Christchurch, if you are a local to Canterbury, make sure you get along to that. Our Thursday run group is at Halswell Quarry for the summer sessions, off-road now that the daylight savings is coming around as well. And the other key thing is our end of season party is happening on Wednesday, the 26th of November. So make sure you put that in your diary and hopefully see you along there to have a bit of a social catch up. Unfortunately, we missed the spring bunch ride and run due to the weather. It was horrendous on that day. So hopefully with an indoor venue, we have a bit of chance. So let's welcome Jane Donnelly onto the podcast and have a bit of a chat about her big adventure that she's just back from. Jane, how are you getting on?
Oh, good. But thanks for asking me to share my story.
Yeah, no trouble at all. It's fantastic having someone, I guess, challenging themselves and pushing the boundaries and seeing what you're capable of. So this is your third time to the Transplant Games. How did you get involved in this? And was that the last 3 years, or have they been sort of interspersed over a number of years for you?
No, they've kind of been it's been over a 9-year period.
Yep.
And the first games I went to, like they were just Australian games. Like they were just basically kind of like a nice social event for people that had organ transplants. But anyhow, New Zealand got an invite, so I went along, and that's where I got my taste. And I did really well at those games. I came in at second fastest woman. And I basically had this encounter with Great Britain, who are the ones that are pretty much the medal holders. And I just kind of came along and blitzed them and got the taste.
Nice work. That's fantastic. So recently you lined up for the time trial and the road race. Of those, which is your favourite? Which one do you prefer in terms of you riding your bike?
I prefer the road race, mainly because the time trial, it's not a true time trial, but it's kind of sort of a ride that where you kind of just sort of make it work for you. It's 10K, but and I don't have a time trial bike, so I'm just basically lining up with a road bike and trying to get into use everything aerodynamic in my position as much as possible.
Okay. Yeah. Brilliant. So where were the games held? Where was it, and what was the environment like? What was the travel to get there? How did all that work?
They were in Dresden and on East Germany, and it's kind of an old it's sort of a city that got bombed by the war, so it has a lot of history to it, completely bombed. And they got the hosting rights to host them.
Yes. And how many athletes were there? Is it a big thing?
There were 2,200, the biggest I've ever been.
Oh, wow. Fantastic.
Yeah. And that's over 15 different sports.
Mm-hmm. And then what about in terms of your sport? How many people are you competing against? Is it an age group thing, or is it just a men's and women's? How does that work?
No, women compete against women and men compete against men. Mm-hmm. But we compete against we have age groups. They go up in increments of 10 years. So there's some races there for the children. They just do a little race, but they're so gorgeous. Yeah. And then the adults, we just go. I think it starts at 20 to 30, 30 to 40, etc.
Yeah, brilliant. And one of the things that we find, especially with the triathletes going to age group worlds, is, and in any, like, I think I'm clicking over a different age category shortly, and all of a sudden things are going to get more competitive again. Where are you in the category? Are you sort of down the lower end, or are you sort of getting at the far end of the category?
I'm in the 60 to 70, but I'm actually in the top of the 60, and that's always the age sort of gap that I've always raced in, like with these transplant games. But next time I'll be click over into the 70. So this time was actually quite challenging, knowing that there were new people that would come in at the lower end of 60, and then I was at the upper end. And the other thing too, which was more challenging this time, like I've never been to games in Europe, like I've only been to UK and Australia, but I knew in Europe there would be more competition, and I really didn't know what my competition was. Like it was kind of new to me.
Yeah,
but I knew Great Britain would be there.
But I guess the key thing is you turn up and you do your best, and you don't know who's going to turn up against you. Even if they are better, you might have a good day and see what happens. So tell us about your event. So tell us about your time trial that you did first. How did that unfold?
And the time trial, like that was on day one, and like I got out there nice and early, and I did a sort of a practice lap, but it was a really lovely course. Like I actually went out there a couple of times, like found the course, went out there and did some sort of like practice time out there. So I had so by the time the trail day came, I had a pretty good feel of the course, and then like it was luckily the temperature had dropped down to about 25, because when I arrived it was about like 32, 34. I tell you, I just baked. It was just like unreal. And then we also had a light breeze, and then there was the course just kind of started off in the forest, and then there was a gentle uphill, and I kind of, in my practice, I'd paced myself that I needed to be at the top of that hill like in 6 minutes. So that was my mark, and then it sort of came down the back, like through maize fields, and there was sort of it was curvy and sloped down, and then there was a really sharp corner that was really hard to see because of a 2-storied house, and then another sort of rise, and then across the causeway and back into the forest, back to the start line. So I had, in my mind, I had really mapped out how I was going to ride it and what I needed to look out for.
Good. How many laps was it? Was it one lap or is it a few laps?
One lap. Yeah,
one hot lap. Okay, good. Yeah. And how were you feeling as that unfolded? Did you go out really hot, or did you sort of try and pace yourself early based on where the ups and downs were?
No, I just went hot, like, because when we lined up, there were 2 people from Northern Ireland who I'd never come across before, but they were in full time trial bikes. Like they had the ultimate time trial bikes and the helmet, everything, and I thought, God, look at me. And so I just put them aside, like knowing that there will be, I can't really compete against them, but I just got to get into this thing. I'm competing against myself, and I just went for it. Just completely went for it, and I came in at in 17:56. 17 minutes 56 seconds. So I was really wrapped, and like my heart rate averaged out at 162, and like I just pulled everything I could find in me and just went hard.
Wow. And how were you feeling sort of in the last, I guess, 5 minutes or so, like getting close to the end of that last couple of minutes, last K or so? How was that for you?
It was slightly uphill. It was just like give it everything and finish with the most amazing sprint. But I was really excited. I came in third, and I was kind of, got a medal, got a podium finish, and that was pretty exciting for me.
Yeah, good. How many others were competing in the time trial in your age category? 8. Okay, right. Fantastic. So that's super good. Did you beat any others that were on time trial bikes? Did you know?
No.
Okay, right. So you're the fastest of the non-time trial bikes.
Yeah.
Right. So you've got your time trial done. That was never the key focus, but you're going to do it anyway because, hey, I'm in Europe and racing these games, and you got a medal out of it as well, which is pretty amazing. How much time did you have off until the road race, and what was the focus there?
The road race was the next day.
Oh, right. Okay. So not too long to turn that around. And what was the course like? Was it the same course or a different course?
Same course, 3 laps, same course. But we had to, we started an hour later, but we had a stronger wind the next day. Yeah, but because like I kind of, but by then I had a feel of my competition, and I just decided that, well, they're going to be on road bikes tomorrow. And so I had this I kind of, in my mind, I worked out the strategy, how I would tackle it. Like lap 1, I would just give it everything. And like I went out, I just pulled away and went out on my own and just gave it everything. And then lap 2, I pulled back and I kind of teamed up with some other riders from Belgium and France. And I kind of sort of sat in behind them and sort of drafted and sort of saved some energy. And then lap 3, I just went out as hard as I possibly could.
Fantastic. So just as you went out hard for a start, did you drop any riders? Did people stay with you? Did a few, like you're only with a few of you? How did that go?
I dropped the riders, yeah.
All of them. So you're out by yourself. Jane's off.
Yeah. The group sort of split into 2 quite quickly. Like the younger ones kind of sort of left sort of like the older ones behind. And then some of them dropped off, and that's who I met up with on lap 2. But I just left the people, like my group, and just went out completely hard.
Oh, right. So how many
all
others?
All the women race together is probably what
everybody's together. Okay, so you're lining up on the start line. Are you lining up in a row of your age group, or you just kind of all the women are
all the women, like all the adult women?
Yep. Like, so there's no organisation at the start line. You don't know where everyone else is. You're just going to race as hard as you can.
You just go as hard as you can.
Okay. Whoa. Okay. So a bit of pressure on there. And as the race unfolded, did you know where anyone else was, or were you just like, I don't know what's going on here? I
don't really know what was going on. Like I didn't really know. Yeah.
You didn't know if you were in front or behind.
I knew I was in front, and I just wanted to keep that place, like keep that spot. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you went hard, and then you got with another group of younger riders, and then you basically sat with them for the second lap, did you?
Yeah. And then when I came in like sort of third lap, like I just took off and left them behind.
Okay. So that group that you're rolling with, that would have been good for you though, because anyone from behind, it's really hard for them to bridge up to where you are. So even though you're not going super hard, you're maintaining your pace pretty much, aren't you, on that second lap? And then no one was able to come with you on that group on the final time. So it was 10K solo to finish.
Yeah.
Jeepers, that's impressive. Talk about going early. And did you catch anybody else up that was in front of you?
No. Only some men, that I overtook. Yeah, but because they were men, like I wasn't allowed to draft them behind them because they're from another group.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah, right. So, did you yell out any encouragement to say you're almost there, or you're looking good, or anything like that as you whiz past?
I just kept my head down and just went for it. I think I had the cyclist behind, so because I wanted to pass.
Yeah. Did you know? Were you looking behind at all as you took off on that third lap?
No.
Okay. Right. No. So was that a strategy for you to say, okay, well, I am just doing as best as I can, and if they catch me, well, so be it. But it's all about me rather than looking behind and because you can get in your head a bit like that, can't you? When you're trying to break away and you can sort of think, oh, it's probably easy for them. They're probably catching me sort of thing. And that goes round and round in circles, but you're able to just focus on yourself.
Yeah. I just focused on me and the outcome that I wanted. Like I had an outcome, and I was pretty occupied by the outcome that I wanted. Yeah.
Fantastic. Righto. So tell us about that third lap. So you're in the hurt locker, giving it heaps. When did you know that you thought you might have had it?
Probably the sort of when I turned back into sort of like the little bit that goes into the bush bit that went up to the finish line, I kind of knew then I had it. But like but I wanted to give, I just wanted to give myself a stellar finish, like a perfect finish. Yeah. And so I had a spot, like I'd already worked out a spot where I'd start my sprint. Because there were heaps of people, like just hundreds of spectators at that section. Yeah. So I just wanted to give it a really good finish.
Yes. And are we arms above the head? What are we doing across the finish line?
I was still sprinting.
Okay. I don't have time for that.
I still had my head down, just going for it. Like I just wanted to, I don't know. I was just so honed in on this outcome.
Good job. That's fantastic. I need to put this picture up because we always put it up in our Community Connect podcast of our cooked toast image. So number 1 is burnt. I'm completely cooked. I'm overdone. Number 9 is I'm sort of just getting started. Where would you say that you were at the end of that road race?
Oh, I have to say number 1, burnt toast.
Good. Like, I couldn't have given another inch. I've left it all on the line.
No. Like after the time trial the day before, and then like after the time trial, I biked back to my accommodation too. Like I just cruised off back to my accommodation.
Yep.
There was a 14K road, and then before the road race, and the time trial, like I did a practice lap around the course. So I actually biked 40K. On that course that day. Because that's what Aaron said too. That's how Aaron set me up.
Yeah, so you're ready for that, and that's all part of it, and that helps to relax your nerves and sort of recover a little bit on the way home, doesn't it? To be able to just sort of cruise along.
No, it was good.
Yeah, fantastic. And in terms of we talked about you going into the hurt locker, going as hard as you possibly can. Is there anything you were sort of saying to yourself or reminding yourself of? Are there any sort of keywords going on in your head, or what were you thinking of as you were pushing hard at the end there?
I was just thinking the thing that worried me the most on the race course was the corner that was really hard to see. And so there was a big 2-story house and right on that corner, and it was just sort of really, it just was hidden in the corner. So I was kind of at that corner. I may have slowed down a little too much. Because I had kind of a sign that I was keeping an eye on, because once I saw that sign, I needed to start to slow down and then to do the sharp corner. And like I probably wasted a few seconds like sort of managing that. But that was really my focus, was managing that corner. And I had some cobblestone too. They would have slowed me down, like 2 patches of cobblestone, and they would have slowed me down a little bit. But I had it all sussed out in my practice loops on where to ride on the cobblestones, like where was the most even. Like they weren't even, but where was the best bit to ride.
Yeah, right. So you're just, in terms of mentally, you're just completely dialed into exactly how you're looking to execute it. So in a way, your mind's kind of clear that you're just focusing on where you're going to ease up, when you're going to push hard, when you're going to sprint, how you're going to take this corner, etc. And then away you go from there. That's awesome.
Yeah, and I had times too. Like I worked out beforehand. I wanted to be at this spot by a certain time and this spot by a certain time, because I wanted to do it in under an hour. Like that was my goal. I did it in 57.2, I think. Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. And an average speed of?
Probably about 26, 27.
Oh, okay, right.
I would have been higher than that, actually.
Yeah. Well, if it was 30 Ks and it's under an hour, you're more than 30 Ks an hour.
It would have been 31, 32.
Yes. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. You've done very, very well. So you've talked about the course, but tell us a little bit about your training. How did you there was quite a bit of work that you and Aaron did on simulating the course in your training. How did that go? Tell us a bit more about how your preparation went.
We started off with the idea that, like, I tried to sort of, we were given, like, prior to the event, we were given a map of the course, so I knew where it was and and what the loop would look like. And I looked at I did quite a lot of research and looked at sort of the area, and I looked at a topographical map, and that kind of told, and there were 2 lakes, so it kind of, that we had to bike between. So it kind of said to me that there was a causeway, so we'll probably get crosswinds, and then and it was kind of exposed out in the open. And so I kind of figured that it will probably be windy, because when you've got causeways, you generally get crosswinds. So I did lots of work, like biking in the wind, like sort of doing big blocks, and then just so I could get winds from all directions. And then we figured too it was rolling hills, because when you read sort of the description of where I was going, it was all about rolling hills. So I just targeted places like Carrs Road, Oxford, Summerhill, back of Oxford, and just wherever there were sort of rolling hills, and then just kind of sort of really worked hard on working with rolling hills.
Yeah, good. You did a lot of work with Aaron in terms of the way that you rode your bike, your gears, your cadence, your braking, etc. How did that help?
It helped a lot. Like that practical skills session I did with him, like, was probably the best hour, because what I needed to really work with was like to keep a good momentum, like on the incline. So I had some good speed on the for the next incline, like to go on the decline to go back up again. And so we did a lot of work with sort of keeping like a good cadence. And good and like sort of moderate power, and just kind of like and gear changing, just so that I kept a really good smooth pedal going all the way. Because I kind of like, I sort of got into this mindset, I didn't want to waste a second, and every time you do a clumsy gear change, like, you basically waste time. I wanted to kind of like have it all. So it was kind of like really nice. I got it perfect, so I didn't waste a second. And like on race day, like I managed it really well. Like it was just so good. Yeah.
Brilliant. It does sound like there's events that we do that you have a list of things I could do better or differently next time, but it feels like you pretty much nailed it. Would that be fair?
Yeah, I did know. Like the only thing like I could do better next time was I bought really crap internet. So the first time I went out to practice, God knows what happened and where I went.
Okay.
But I did get out there, but it was pretty challenging in this hot weather. And then but anyhow, I sorted the internet out fast as soon as I got back. And then, the other thing too, like, I don't know what happened to my Garmin, but I completely lost all my Garmin sort of setup. But the problem was, and I didn't know this till I got home, was I needed to reset my power meter, like go through the Soma Poke and reset it, because I couldn't get accurate power. Yeah.
Okay.
So that was one thing I learned. Yeah.
Yeah. So a couple of technical difficulties, but you didn't have to revert to the paper map so that's lucky. You've done well there.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about the games themselves. So you said there was 2,000 people involved. Was there any sort of things that went on, like an opening ceremony, a closing ceremony? Were there any sort of things that you're doing with other athletes to meet and mingle and hang out with others?
Like they had an opening ceremony, and like I got to carry the flag this time for New Zealand. Like they do a sort of a parade all around the city, so I got to carry the flag. That was pretty nice. And then they had a sort of an opening ceremony, like a feast and food and God knows what, and a sort of a big party. And then I didn't really watch any of the other athletes, because the cycling, by the time I it involves a day, like, in itself. And then on the third day, like after I packed my bike away, and then I did attend on the evening of the road race, like the cycling team, like just the girls, we socialised together. Like we went out for tea, had some drinks, and like had a sort of a real chitter chatter of an evening, because like we don't actually talk much prior. Like we're all kind of like, we don't give anything away.
Yeah. Dialed into your own performance, aren't you?
Yeah. And like we're at start line, and we sort of, the only words we really are said is, "Oh, hi Sophie, nice to see you again," and that's pretty much about it.
And that's it. Yeah. Just pleasantries. Oh, that's fantastic. I mean, that's part of these adventures as well, isn't it? All that other stuff that goes around it. In a different environment, a different culture, meeting different people from different countries. Yeah,
because I've cycled against some of these people, especially Great Britain. This will be the 4th event that I've cycled with them.
Okay. And how have you gone? Like you mentioned at the start that they were a bit of a force to be reckoned with, and it's always about Great Britain. And this is your 4th time. So how have you gone, especially on the road race? So I think you mentioned you won a gold medal in the first time you turned up. You won a gold medal this time. How have you gone the other 2 times?
Oh, both times have all been gold medals.
Okay, right. So those from Great Britain are going, this blooming Kiwi, she turns up and blooming sweeps the floor of us.
And some of them have had their transplants a lot longer than me as well.
Yes. Yeah. And in terms of transplants, I guess it's anything and everything. It's organ transplants, is it?
Organs, solid organs.
Yep. Okay, great. And what's next for you, Jane? What's coming up? Have you sort of ticked this box? I've done, or am I waiting for the 70 age group category, or have you got other things on for the New Zealand summer? What's your next plan?
Aaron asked me this question too.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to carry on cycling. Like, I just so love going outside and riding a bike. Like, I was out today. It was just so beautiful, even though I got attacked by the magpies.
Oh, yeah. Blooming magpies.
Spring.
Yeah,
and then,
so you're...
and then I'll carry on and, like, I'm going to do one of the Mackenzie rides. Like, I'll probably do the new one, the Shepherd, the 70K one. And then... And then I'll do, like, I'll carry on Swift, and then I'll do you some Wednesday evening group ride, because that's a really nice thing to do. And then I'll probably, and like the last departing words were from like the cyclist, will we see you in Belgium in 2 years?
Yes,
and I've basically decided that, I think I'd really like to go again.
Amazing. So good. That's great to have that big long-term goal to shoot for and a reason for getting up and riding your bike.
Yeah. No, I reckon I'm up to it. And like, there were some things that like I could do better. Like, from going to Europe this time, there's some things that I kind of like on reflection that I learned that I know not to do, and you know how I can do them better. But like, I really like the idea of going back and cycling against these people again. Like, it's just, I don't know. It's just a really amazing event, like, for us.
Yes, absolutely. That's so good to be part of it. Have you got your medal there that you can show us?
Yeah, I got 2.
Look at that.
Like, they're pretty beautiful.
Yeah, that's awesome. So you've got a fair old collection of those, I'd imagine, now.
Yeah, this is my only. They're all gold except this one, but I'm quite happy to have this one.
Yes. Yeah.
I just wanted to break it up a bit.
Yeah, that's right. And as you say, it's all about the effort, and you can say that I did the best that I possibly could. I mentioned at the start that you come along to the Zwift sessions. How's TeamCPNZ sort of helped you across the last little while in regards to getting along and achieving these goals?
Swift is really good. Like, I have to say, and I've said this to Aaron, that when I ride with you, I work a lot harder. And if I sort of, like, I work quite a lot harder, even to the point there's not much point in carrying on after 45 minutes.
Well, I find that as well. Like, we're pretty much cooked at that stage.
Yeah. And then, because if I ride on my, like, just jump on it myself, because that's how the day's unfolded, like, I don't get the same outcomes. But that's okay, because at least I'm riding my bike. And then what I like about the Wednesday, the one thing that I kind of lack is like group riding. So the Wednesday, your summer Wednesday one just gives me a nice group ride. Yeah. And it just puts those group skills up.
Yes. Brilliant. No, that's brilliant. Yeah. How did you celebrate afterwards? Have the celebrations happened? Has it been
I had it with the girls over there. And then, like, because we had a really nice evening. And then after 2 days later, I treated myself to a trip to Prague. And I tell you, Prague was the most beautiful place to visit. Like, it is just unbelievably beautiful. Like, the history of the city, like, it goes back to the 13th century. I don't know if you've been there. And the architecture and just the aesthetics of it all. Like, it's just like, wow.
Yeah.
You know? I couldn't stop looking around.
Yes. So good. That's fantastic. Yeah. Well done, Jane. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for sharing your story. And a massive congratulations for just throwing it down. And I love the way that you race, that you just like, let's just give it some. And your tactics about let's go hard, let's just sit in and let's just pin it for 10Ks from the finish line and not even give anyone else a sniff. You've done so well. So yeah, go and enjoy.
That's thanks to the good training I had.
Yeah. Well done. We'll go and enjoy basking in your glory, and we'll catch up again soon, Jane.
Yeah, thanks, Richard. Thank you, and you have a wonderful holiday in Europe too.
Yeah, brilliant. Thanks, Jane.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye.